Okay, so spring has sprung, but what if you aren't ready to step out into the garden? Instead, houseplants may be more of your thing, but if you're like me, you kill houseplants, or you have cats that maybe think they're like a litter box. That is my problem. Anne, I know you're a big garden person outside, but inside?
Yeah. You know, I don't have a lot of plants inside because I have an acre garden, but I can tell you what to do. If your cats use it as a litter box, just get some holly and put the holly leaves inside over the soil. They don't like stepping on those prickles.
Can you get holly all year?
I have some. I'll bring it for you.
Of course you do. I love it.
Good tip. That's why she's our garden guru. And actually, the folks out at Dennis's 70s, they know a thing or two as well about houseplants and how not to kill them. So I went out there for some advice. We're at the Dennis's 70s in Lake Oswego, and I'm with David at Snodgrass. So excited to learn about houseplants because I was telling you I always kill them. So we're going to learn about how to keep them looking good and also just why they're so good to have.
First, though, let me tell you about how important houseplants are.
Yeah.
They really warm up a house. They add oxygen, and it really relaxes the whole setting in your house. The first thing is to choose houseplants that are easy, and so that's what I've surrounded us with here is a good selection of plants that are really easy care.
What are some of the names of some of these?
This is a Dracaena. It's got great foliage, a nice contrast, so it's good for a larger pot in a larger area. This is a really easy care one. It's called the ZZ plant. Pretty glossy leaves. And then this one is a Chinese evergreen, and you just can't go wrong with this plant. The foliage is lush and tropical, and it just stands up really well under all conditions. These are all really what I would call the proven winners of houseplants. Number two thing is to make sure you put it in the right light. Most plants like indirect light, but a well-lit area, and then there's some plants that will take more sun than not, like the snake plant right here. And then there's some that like a darker area. The third key thing to having success with houseplants is to make sure that you water them correctly. Develop a schedule, and it's going to be pick a day of the week and make that your watering day. Really the key is don't overwater.
Right.
If anything, err on the side of underwatering. This is a moisture meter, and you just put it in the soil and it'll tell you when it's time to water. Every time I do water, I mix in, this product is 20-20-20. I put a tablespoon of this in a gallon of water, mix it up a little bit, and then I would do my watering. And so the plants get even fertilizing the whole year round.
So I would leave the same plant in the same pot for years and years. Another way to kill a house plant, because you need to eventually repot it.
Precisely. The plant needs to have enough soil for the new roots to grow so that the top is going to be healthy and thrive. So the way I start is there's some holes in the bottom of the pot. So I cover the holes with this filter fabric, and that just keeps the dirt from coming out, and it helps with the drainage. And then simply pull the pot out of the container, so then that pot, the plant is ready to go.
Okay.
I would use indoors, I would use the black gold because there's a great product, good especially for indoor use. Now it's important that we don't plant it too deep, so we want to plant it about the same depth as it is here. There's a general rule when you're picking out the size of the pot to at least allow 2 more inches beyond the root ball for that plant to grow out.
So these are the first thing that popped out to me when we walked into this room. Beautiful orchids.
It's amazing what they've done with artificial flowers. Some of them are really well done. And you know, I would never suggest that you replace real plants in your house because of the oxygen and all of the benefit that you get from that. But to mix in a little bit of the artificial, it can really be a nice touch, and this one's going to be blooming all year long.
All right, well, David, I feel like I learned a few things today, so thank you. Okay, so we want to thank Dennis's 70s once again for giving us some tips and advice on how to care for houseplants. And you can visit them at their 5 garden centers, Lake Oswego, Southeast Powell, Cedar Hills, Seaside, and Gearhart. Also, they have landscaping and maintenance services available. For more information, go to their website, dennis70s.com, or call them 503-777-7777.
Oh, that's good. That's
Pretty
hard.
easy.
Yeah, that's hard.
Jake with